What's going on, gamers? Today I'll be going over a little bit more Rainbow Six Extraction, and what we're going to be going through today is the fastest way in which you can level up both your operators and your milestones. So if you're trying to rank them up a little bit, get a bit more about themselves with their perks and such, and make your way further in the game faster, then stay tuned, that's coming up next. Welcome back, you guys and girls. As always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon? I'll bring you all the latest and greatest content, hints, tips, guides and builds, and of course some fun gameplay and reviews of upcoming games such as Dying Light 2 and Elden Ring. But for now, we're here to find out for Rainbow Six Extraction what the best way is to level up both your characters and of course your milestones, which is really important. So just in case you didn't know, your milestones is basically your progression just up the top here. What you're going to want to do is unlock as many of these as you can as you're playing the game. When you're unlocking them, they're each going to give you different rewards, as well as allow you to unlock certain things within the game itself. So for example, once we unlock all the way up to here, which is a level 16, that's going to be the main one you're probably aiming for if you're trying to do the Maelstrom protocol, which is currently kind of the endgame activity in Rainbow Six Extraction. Also, 2 more milestones from there and you'll be at 18. 17 will unlock the final lot of operators for your disposal, and 18 will unlock the 4th tech tier. So 18 is one of the main ones you'll be aiming for if you're trying to unlock most of the things in the game. However, if you're like me, you may well find at the start that your experience was far from good. In fact, it was quite lackluster because I just didn't understand the mechanics behind it as such. Now, what you're going to want to do is have a little look at the progression, and the main thing we've got here is, as you can see, I've got 15 unlocked, but 16 is not unlocked, but it's got a big red bar. Now, the reason for that is if you look over on the left hand side here, it says your operator is MIA, rescue them now. Once they are actually rescued, so out of the MIA, all of the experience they have accrued will jump straight back onto your milestones, meaning that I'm at 16 again, almost going on to 17. If you are jumping into games and your operators are constantly going down and being taken into MIA, you're going to struggle to level up this bar, just for the sheer fact that you're going to have that red bar on, knocking it down. If you're like me and it was one of your highest operators, which was Vigil just here, all 9 of his ranks will come straight off of that bar, which means the more of these actual characters that you have maxed out at 10 will help you absolutely massively, because once they're at level 10, even though if you do lose them and they do go MIA, exactly the same thing happens and you lose the experience on the red bar. This time, instead of being able to actually lose any of that experience, you instead get unlimited amount of tries in order to get them back from MIA. Whereas if it's an operative that's under level 10, I believe you can lose up to around 30% of their XP, which can be absolutely devastating if you're trying to progress. The best way to do this is by playing the game and actually completing all of the content in it. However, there's a few tips and tricks that can really help you out, and the main one, by far the best one, is the studies. If you look here, before you're actually jumping straight in with either your squad or as solo, you're going to want to look at your studies. So we're going to click on that, and as you can see, each one of these, even at the very starter rank, is going to give me 3,500 XP. Just over here, it's going to give me another 3,500, and just down here, another 3,500. So that's 10,500 just for the second stage along on this. That's really good, and it can give you other unlocks as well. So as you can see on the right hand side, you've got a paint scheme. Now remember, that's this one just on moderate setting, which is the easiest one. I believe they start off at about 1.5k, but they can go up quite a bit higher than that. As you're going up in threat level, they're going to go up even more so. So say for example, I jumped straight over to San Francisco. If I was going to play at the standard setting of cautious, when I go into my studies here, because I'm the second one along on these, it jumps up by an absolute abundance again. What you're going to want to do is have a little look at these, see what you've got to do and make your way through them. Now 30k is absolutely amazing, and sometimes they can be really easy to obtain. So for example, if you look at this one, 10,000 for that is ridiculous. All you've got to do is kill 10 enemies with explosives. You could quite easily chuck on a fragmentation grenade and get this quite easily in one sitting. The same again, kill enemies with a holographic sight equipped. Sometimes what you might want to do is just check your loadout before going in, check what operative you're using and make sure they can actually have all of this attached. Set them up perfect, you're going to make sure you get yourself a lot of experience. And again, the final one down here, one that you're almost definitely going to get, so all 3 of these could quite easily be done in one sitting. Get 20 kills or assists in a single incursion. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to chuck on a little bit of gameplay in the background, just showing you me roughly completing a few of these and to show you what you're kind of aiming for. Also, one thing to note is that if you press your start button, it's going to bring you up your objectives so that you can check them out at any time and see how you're progressing in them. Also, pressing your back button will bring up the map, which can be very handy in certain situations, for example if you've lost a teammate or you just need to get somewhere. Another handy hint is to remember that while you're doing these objectives, if at any time you feel like you're actually going to go down, you're not prepared or you've lost a little bit of health, you can always extract. In all cases, making sure you can extract is the way forward, as once you do extract, it's also going to give you a massive 90% bonus on top of what you've accrued during the mission. There's 3 stages to the mission, but if you do feel that you can't complete them, at any point you can extract and get that 90% bonus, which will definitely work in your favour. In some cases, it may well be that you want to set yourself up just to go in and maybe do 1 or 2 of the actual objectives in the game, then extract after you've managed to do a few of your studies. This will work out perfect and it means that you get to keep your character, you're not going to go MIA and you're going to net yourself a nice bit of experience as you go. Now even though like I said extracting is a major thing because it gives you that 90% extra, if you are trying to level up the operators more than anything else, what you want to try and do is complete all 3 stages of the mission whenever possible, and of course whatever kills, whatever you're doing within the mission is going to factor into that 90% as well. The more points you're accruing as you go and the more objectives you're getting done will be the best way forward as long as you can. If you cannot manage to get all 3 of them done, just try to get as much done as possible, and like I said, to level up those milestones, try and make sure you're doing those studies because that will definitely help you out for unlocking all of the major stuff in the game. Also, you can even complete 0 of the actual objectives in the game and just go around doing a couple of the studies and such to get that really big reward. It's completely up to you, but the main thing you'll want to do is try to get your characters as high as possible without falling over and going MIA all the time, because that experience will get kind of soft locked, and if I remember correctly, every time you fail to extract them and get them back from MIA, once it does return them to you, I believe it knocks off around 30% of their experience, which can be an absolute nightmare. At the start of the game, I would say stick to the early settings, such as moderate and cautious. Rainbow Six extraction can definitely be quite unforgiving, so definitely sticking to easier settings, maybe get one character up to at least level 10, can be the way forward. If possible, jump in with a team and go up to cautious and you'll get yourself a lot more rewards as you're completing these studies. Once you know exactly what you're doing and once you've progressed a little bit further and have quite a few operatives locked to 10, you could try some of the higher diffs such as these ones right here, which net you an absolutely amazing 20,000 a pop. As you can see, definitely worth doing, and as you make your way through, you're going to be able to unlock even more and get really good XP as you go. But for the start, I would say the main thing you want to do is try to stick to the lower, easier settings, make sure you're completing them, make sure your character's not going MIA, extract whenever you need to, even if you've not completed all 3 of the sections within the mission, as that 90% extra from the extraction will definitely be the way forward, as we'll be keeping your operative on his feet. Right, you guys and girls, hopefully that's helped a few of you out. As always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, take care, I'll see you on the next day.